Our yard is in a constant state of unfinished projects and half-formed ideas, but I am including it in my season series to show the transformations it will undergo throughout the year. In the front yard we have a berm of native plants, which attracts wildlife and also reduces the noise from the busy road. In the back we have a patio and the area where we grow most of our food plants. This area is currently under some renovation with the addition of a new shed. Everything looks dormant and brown, but there is still plenty of wildlife here. Crows hang out on the power lines and wait for the school behind the house to be done with recess. They take full advantage of any food left behind by the children. Invasive gray squirrels forage for their food stashes in the back lawn and under the bushes. They use the fence as a highway to move between yards and keep out of reach of the dog. The male hazelnut tree in the front yard attracts a wide variety of native birds, including this Bewick's wren. We even have a species of hummingbird that lives here year-round, the Anna's hummingbird. I am always amazed that a hummingbird can survive the winter here without getting food from humans. I assume they subsist on insects. There are other birds that I was only able to get photographs of, like this white-crowned sparrow, as well as a juvenile of the same species. This is a golden-crowned sparrow sporting non-breeding plumage. In the cold weather, the invertebrates find shelter amongst the leaf litter and decomposing wood. The decomposition process produces heat, which can be just enough to keep small creatures from freezing to death, though most go into hibernation. I come across hibernating critters when I start preparing the garden for spring. European house spiders can be found guarding their eggs, which is the yellowish sac below the spider here. Often, several species can be seen together as they all shelter from the cold. Here amongst the sowbugs is a tiny centipede. The soil is full of life too. I was able to trap some soil invertebrates in a bowl of water. The most prominent are the speedy springtails. There are two major types of springtails, the ones with elongated bodies and the ones with short round bodies. Now I'd like to introduce you to the major project I am working on this year, creating a native bee garden in the small strip of dirt next to the carport. After weeding, my first step was to create a potential bumblebee nesting site. Bumblebees are notoriously picky when choosing their nest sites, and they naturally nest in abandoned rodent burrows. So to try and attract them, I did my best to emulate a rodent nest. First, I dug a hole about 8 to 9 inches deep and slanted instead of going straight down. Then I used stuffing fluff as nesting material. Bumblebees do not gather their own nesting material, so it is crucial to provide it. You wad it up into a ball, then poke a hole into the middle as an entrance. Here's what it looks like shoved into the hole. I placed a paving stone over the hole to provide protection, making sure there was a big enough tunnel opening for bees to find their way in. Then I sealed the other edges so there is only one entrance. Finally, I covered it with leaves and some wood to make it look more like a natural rodent den site. I made a second one in the backyard, using dog hair instead of stuffing. I am curious if a more natural fiber will be more attractive to the bees. Several years ago, my dad and I had to cut down a row of old trees that were all rotten inside. I kept the trunks, and this year I made them into mason bee housing. To do this, I drilled holes in the flat areas on the top of each trunk. I used 2 different sized drill bits to create more of a variety of holes for the bees to choose from. When that was done, I attached the trunks to the fence. I hope to see some bees nesting in them this summer. As winter nears its end, signs of spring begin. This bush blooms all winter because it is so close to the house, but it really takes off when the weather starts to warm. Various early blooming flowers start popping up out of the grass and leaf litter, but it may be another month or so before the first bumblebees of the year emerge from hibernation. The first invertebrates that I find emerging are these small wolf spiders who live in the grass. When it is just barely warm enough and the sun comes out, they appear all over the sunny sides of our raised beds, basking in the momentary warmth. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be posting more videos in this season series as well as more backyard critters.